In this video I want to give a kind of very tiny demonstration of the software defined radio that I made with the help of my friend and etc. We have here, by the way, that's important to tell, that unit of which I was talking earlier, tuning capacitor, a coil that makes that SDR dongle, not only the dongle here, but also the up converter here that makes it selective. So when I'm doing this video, perhaps sometimes I'm going to change here the coil to say a coil of a higher inductance, or the tuning capacitor between say 10 picofarad and approximately 300 picofarad. Anyway, this is of course say the classical idea of the software defined radio. I have my mouse here on the computer. I can click here and then I get say an indication, and here we see all these radio stations. They peak up like say peaks on the baseline, and here you can set with the help of that knob in a certain way, and here you can tune at the same time with your mouse the frequency a little bit. And of course we hear a lot of noise now, but you can say set the receiver options that's what I wanted to show. Again, view receiver options to a sharp filter. Now I have a normal filter, and now I use a narrow filter. And here also a sharp filter. Well, do we receive anything when that is active, that sharp filter is active? Yes, we do. Say that's an option. Now I go to another frequency here. Well, this is Radio China, I think. And this is the so-called waterfall. And here, in that line that you see here, you can see what kind of radio station it is. Say, be it sending out SSB signals, single sideband signals, or USB, or whatever other kind of radio modulation. I have to switch out in my kitchen something anyway. Sorry for that. It it always say, is in a kind of unlucky time anyway. When you do these things, when you say activate that software defined radio program on your computer, you can see during the day that some bands on shortwave are active, are open, and at the same time some bands during the day, during the hours, are no longer active and not open, they are closed. So that means that, for instance, certain radio bands, you cannot receive radio stations on certain radio bands during the whole part of the day. That's what I mean. Now we are on 6 megahertz, and here we see there are a lot of radio stations. They are around, say, 7.3 kilohertz. It has everything to do with the place where I live on Earth, say in the region of Utrecht in the Netherlands, and that means that all these radio stations pop up now. Now it is dark. It's approximately 11 hours in the evening in the Netherlands. Now they pop up, and of course I can show that here we have some radio stations. Well, let's try to tune in to one of them. Perhaps important to tell. So here we are.
Tramite la mano destra si pizzicano le corde, mentre la mano sinistra si occupa di dare espressività al suono utilizzando tecniche simili a quelle previste per il violino o la chitarra. Quando si suona, il PA
And I tune now my first one transistor amplifier. Let's see what happens. Tuning the capacitor. That doesn't work. Low value of the tuning capacitor works. Tune the coil. You hear the clicks here, the clicks on the coil. So on a certain position of that coil, all these radio stations are received much better. So we have here a bunch of radio stations here, and we have here a bunch of radio stations. Let's go to a higher frequency and see what happens. So at the moment in the Netherlands, perhaps that's important to tell, at the moment in the Netherlands on approximately 11 hour in the evening, there are no radio stations here. At least I cannot receive them with my 6-meter indoor antenna. When you have a good quality outdoor antenna, perhaps you can also receive radio stations in this frequency band, around 13 megahertz. Anyway, let's try to get to somewhat higher frequencies if possible. 14 megahertz. Well, we see here some peaks. Perhaps this is a radio station. Let's try. Move the pointer here to that peak and put on the sound. Perhaps it is a radio station. Yes, it is a radio station, but it only sends out strange sounds. Of course, when you switch in another detection mode, not AM, but say here, AM, not AM, but USB. Let's try USB. Could be that we hear something. This, by the way, seems to be a radio station, amateur radio station, but anyway. Let's try. I have 4 minutes approximately. So, well, I think I have to go to another modulation type. You can surely receive radio emitters on 14 megahertz. There are some, put out the noise level. There are some radio emitters frequency in the order of 14 megahertz, and you can receive them, must receive them with USB or here LSB, USB or LSB. On the lower sideband or the upper sideband, there are many videos on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, where I have talked a little bit about it. But anyway, let's say go again to receiver options. The mode, and I will change the mode to AM. Let's say the mode where the most broadcast stations work. Put on the sound again, and well, I will leave it that way. Perhaps we can pick up some radio stations at the moment not on 13 megahertz, but perhaps on 9 megahertz, 8 megahertz, 7 megahertz. Yeah. So let's listen here in the order of 7 megahertz. This is of course Radio China, always present on the shortwave frequencies. Pan over a little bit, my camera will stop suddenly, but anyway, I hope I have explained it a little bit. Thanks for watching. Well, that was more or less all. Don't know why the whole thing suddenly stops. Well, the filter width is not okay, it must be normal. Thanks for watching again. Here you see a lot of radio stations that you can receive. And with my unit that I've advocated, with this unit that I've advocated and talked about on YouTube, you can say set the shortwave defined radio to a precise frequency where it works at its best. Thanks for watching again.